Hey there, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to build out a simple automation which will automatically watch for new emails in your email account, write a customized email based on the response, and then send that email using make.com. So this is what the automation looks like. You're welcome to grab the template down below, and you can also check out my Skool community, which is now $49 per month. You can get access to all these templates, tutorials, courses, everything like this one and many more. And this video, I just want to show you how to build this out for yourself, because it's one thing to just get a template and drop it into make.com. It's pretty much done for you, and you don't really have to do any work. That's an option, or you can learn how to build out these automations yourself. And that's mostly what I'm going to be teaching others how to do on this channel. So hopefully you're excited to save time and money for your business using make.com. This is what the automation looks like. So we've got a module here. In order to create a new module, you just right click, add a module, and then you're going to come over here and select email, and then select watch for emails. So that's all there is to it for adding a module. I've already got the whole thing set up, so I'll just walk you through step by step how this works. First of all, you're going to want to connect up your email account, which is very straightforward. You just come over to connection type, and it's going to be Google restricted to connect it up to a Gmail account. If you want to use your own email account, it would most likely be IMAP, and then you just have to select the email provider here. But in this case, I'm just using Gmail, so you can give it a name. In this case, I've already set all of this up, and then you're just going to log into your Gmail account, click Save, and once that's connected up, you can select the folder that you want to watch for the emails in. So in this case, in most cases, it would just be the inbox or possibly all mail. But in my case, I just want to monitor the inbox. So I'm going to select folder as inbox. And then in this case, criteria, I only want to watch for unread emails. So any new emails that I'm getting in the email inbox, I will monitor for that. And you can also, select a specific sender email address. So if you only watch for emails from a certain email address, you can do that. But in my case, that's not something I want to do. So I'm just going to come down here to subject and put in media collaboration. I'm watching specifically for emails from hotels and resorts that I've already sent emails to that are interested in doing a media collaboration in this particular case. Obviously, I don't want to watch for every single email, because then it's going to be responding to no reply emails and facebook.com emails and all sorts of different things, right? So in this case, I just want to set the subject as media collaboration. This is going to vary depending on, what you want to use this automation for and which emails you want to reply to, right? So you can enter your own subject line here. And for mark messages as read when fetched, I'm just going to turn this off. So I don't really want to do that. You can choose to turn it on or not. And maximum number of results is just going to be one. So it's going to be checking each time one email at a time. And then once you click save, you should get another pop-up which will ask you where you want to start this automation. In this case, it's actually not asking me right now, but in most cases you would just say, monitor all new emails, right? I'm not sure how to get that pop-up to come up again, but normally when I hit save, it will pop up, but not in this case. So after that, we're going to add another module, and it's going to be an OpenAI module. So you just do the same thing, OpenAI, and then you're going to select create a completion right here. So we'll delete that one. And you can also rename it. So if you want to rename the module, you can come here, and I've just given it a custom name, write customized email, because that's what this particular module is doing. So we'll click on this, and once again, you are going to want to add your OpenAI API information here. So you come over to platform.openai.com. So we can open that up real quick. And I'll show you how to set this up. I've shown this in many of my other videos, but it always bears repeating. Actually, I'm not logged in, so I need to log in again real quick. Just going to type that in my user information. And once you do this, you can connect up your account to make.com. So I'm just going to log into my account real quick. And from there, I can come over to dashboard. And then you're going to want to go down to API. So we'll go to dashboard and API keys right here. And then you're just going to create a new secret key, give it a name, and you're going to copy and paste that in that key over to make.com and under API key, and that's all there is to it. Then your OpenAI account is connected. Here, I'm just using the GPT-4 system model for the model. You can select from many different options here. Obviously, there's all the different models, but in most cases, I find that GPT 4.0 works best. And here's where we're going to set up the messages that we want to issue to ChatGPT here. So you can obviously set this up however you desire, but in my case, I'm using a couple different messages here. First of all, I've just got developer system prompt right here. It says, you are an intelligent email assistant. That's basically the prompt to ChatGPT, instructing it on its role. And then the second message is also going to be a user role. You're currently monitoring a sales email inbox that receives replies regarding a media collaboration at luxury hotels and resorts. Your task is to digest the sales email and produce a high-quality, customized response in return. Make sure the response is professional and succinct, right? So that's my next prompt to ChatGPT. And then after that, I'm going to choose the assistant role for message number 3. And here I'm basically just providing it with a structured email format. For text content, I'm just taking the sender name from the email right here, and I'm inserting it in. And this one just says, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate your reply regarding the proposed media collaboration. Let me know if this is something you'd be interested in now or in the near future. Look forward to hearing from you. And then here I just put in the email with the following text, sincerely, first name, last name, nothing else, right? Because I've noticed that sometimes it puts in empty company information, which I don't want to include in the email. So I've just instructed it to only include sincerely and my first name, last name. That's it. And then last message, once again, is going to be a user message. And here I'm simply inserting the text content from the email. Make sure not to use HTML content because that could confuse it with the tags, HTML tags and stuff. Just select the text content from the email that it got from the previous step. And that's pretty much all there is to it for this step. You don't really have to worry about the additional settings all that much. You can adjust some of this if you want to, but in most cases, you won't really have to worry about that too much. And then we're just going to click on save here. So that's writing the customized email based on the email that we grabbed in the previous step. And I want to see real quick if I can get it to ask for the email. Maybe if I unlink this and then try again. It's not asking now, but maybe when I actually run the automation, it will ask. So next step is going to be, you're going to select a tools module. And here we're simply asking, putting in a delay. So if you come on up to tools, you can select tools from the list. And again, there are tons and tons of different apps that you can connect in make.com. The list goes on and on. I think there's over 2,000 in here. So really, really good for automating any sort of task that you want to do for the most part. So we're just going to select tools in this case and then sleep. So we're going to put in the sleep module right here. And all that's doing is waiting 90 seconds to, make sure that it's more human feeling. So it's not just blasting off emails as they come in instantly. It waits 90 seconds in between. And then the last step is just going to be the email module again, and we're going to send an email. So once again, we're going to use our same email connection here. And in this case, I'm going to select save message after sending right here. I'm just going to turn that on so that it puts it into the sent email folder. So in this case, I'm just selecting sent mail, and then we'll actually save the entire email there, which is good to have if you want to go back later and see if this is actually working. And then for the to email address, we're just going to simply drag in the email address from the email that received right here. So that's going to be the sender email. And then for the subject, I'm simply putting a reply right here, which is a common way of replying to emails. And then I'm dragging in the subject line of the email right here. So that's it. In this case, it's something about attending the ILTM Asia Pacific something or other. So I'm just putting that in as the subject line. And for content, I'm dragging in the message, the email reply that we've already created using ChatGPT in the previous two steps. And that's going to be the choices drop down, message, and then content right here. And it's not HTML, it's simply text, right? So that's going to be the content that we want to put in for the email reply. And then you can just click save. You can also add attachments to this as well if you want to add attachments. That's also an option, but in my case, I don't really need to send any attachments. If I did want to send like a professional media kit or something as an attachment, I could add that to the email as well. But generally speaking, it's best not to send attachments because they could be flagged as spam, especially if you're sending a lot of them repeatedly. So I'd recommend just doing it like this. And now we're going to actually run this. So if I click run on this, let's see what happens. So it's watching for emails. It got the latest email and then it just stopped in this particular case. So here, this is what I was talking about earlier is where we need to choose where it's going to start, right? So in this case, we can actually just select an email from the list. So we can come down to select the first email here. And I believe I've already replied to this one. So I'm going to reply to the next one here from Rosewood Hotels, which is a luxury 5-star hotel. Not exactly sure where this one is, probably in Bangkok. I wouldn't be surprised. So we're just going to click this, and I'm actually going to unlink this for now. So you can just unlink it so it only runs these two steps. And I want to see what the response is before sending the email. Just want to make sure that it's a good response. So it got the email. It's now writing the customized response, and here it is. So here's the input, which, as you can see here, message is going to be the content here. So that's the entire email that I received from Rosewood, including the previous replies, like my initial email, which I don't really want to include into this. But since it's in the chain format, I don't think there's any way to get around that. But we'll see what the response is here. So if we go to choices, message, content right here, it says, Dear Emma, thanks for your response and for considering my proposal for a media collaboration with Rosewood Bangkok. So it is in Bangkok. I appreciate the time taken for the assessment. I completely understand the decision. Thank you for extending the exclusive offers. I will certainly take a look and and consider them for future stay. I hope there might be an opportunity to work together down the line. Until then, I wish you continued success. And it also just put my my name and company right there. So in this particular case, if we check the original text content, you can see that after careful consideration, they are not interested in moving forward, unfortunately. But instead of coming up with the email reply myself, it's just going to automate the entire thing using ChatGPT, which saves me time. And then I don't have to hire anybody to do this for me, which also saves money. So I don't need to hire a virtual assistant or anything like that. This will just take care of it automatically. And I can also set how often I want this to run as well. So it's just checking every so often, either regular intervals or every day of the week. I'm just going to set, every hour. So every 60 minutes, we can check for new emails, right? And now it's turned on and it's just going to be automatically running every 60 minutes, checking for new emails coming in, right? So that's pretty much all there is to it. And now if I want to actually send the email reply, I can connect this back up again and then click on run. And, I might need to turn this off first. So I'm just going to click on run. And it doesn't seem to be working for some reason. So we can check what the error is. Scenario is running. Okay, so maybe because I turned on this thing here, possibly. So now it's seem to be working. So I'm just going to go back out to all my scenarios and then open it back up again. So we're just going to search for email here, auto email reply. Not exactly sure what the issue is here. If I open it back up again, should be able to run it. And once again, it's not working. Scenario was rejected. It's already running. I'm not sure what that's all about. If I click save again and then run, okay, so now it's working. Some sort of bug there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. So now it's running, checking for emails, and it should work instantly, but for some reason it's taking a little while. So I'm just going to stop that, force stop. Not sure what the issue is here. So let's refresh. Bear with me for a minute here. Apparently the scenario is already running, even though I've already stopped it. So we can try this again. Okay, so let's come back into edit here. You do need to click on edit to actually run the scenarios. So just going to click on run again. And there we go. Now this time it's working. Thanks for your patience. So it's now got the email. It's writing the customized response. Oh, I need to choose where to start again. So we're going to select that previous email that we already used earlier. And that's from Rosewood. Okay, so now we're just going to click on run. And it will create the customized response using ChatGPT, which is what it's doing now. And now it's actually going to not wait 90 seconds, which I don't want to do for the purposes of this example. So I'm just going to unlink this for now, drag this up here, and then drag this email, send email over there. So there we go. Now it's not going to wait 90 seconds. It's just going to send the email automatically. So there we go. It's writing the response, and within a few seconds, it will send that email. There we go. So the email was just fired off, and we can see here under content, this is the reply. And in this particular case, it actually sent to the same person that I was sending to earlier, which is not exactly what I wanted to happen. So yeah, that's rather unfortunate. But yeah, we can just run this, or we can choose to watch for all emails, right? So you could just set this step to watch for all emails from now on, and then it will fire off those emails as they come in. And then obviously just turn it to every 60 seconds, and that will start running automatically. So it sent the email. We can also run it again real quick. I do want it to choose where to start. So choose where to start. Okay, so there's actually an option there. If you right click on it, you can choose where to start. And I'm just going to test it on another email here. So in this case, I want to reply to this person, and I'm just going to click run again. And let's see if the response is different from the previous one. So there we go. It's creating the customized response using ChatGPT, sending the email, and there we go. So now this is a different response. I hope you're enjoying your time off. So this is a automated vacation reply, I'm assuming. I'll be happy to reconnect after June 11th to discuss the media collaboration, right? We can also check what the email was. So if we come over to text content here, it's an automated reply saying that they are on vacation or something. So it just took care of that for me. And from now on, if you want to run this automatically, you can just choose where to start and select from the list here, either all emails from now on, or you can go through each email and reply to them using this automation. So once again, I'm going to select another email here. I'm going to click run again. And this just saves a lot of time doing everything manually. You can just use make.com to do it all for you. And now it's going to fire off another email to this particular person. And once again, you can see the subject line here. It's just a reply using the subject line, and then there's the content, right? So this one's from Aloft in Singapore. It says, I hope you're having a great time away from the office. So once again, another automated reply. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. You could just set this to run at whatever interval you want to. It'll automatically check for emails. I do recommend adding the sleep step in here as well, so it's not just firing off emails automatically. You do want to wait a little bit of time. I would actually increase this to be, like maybe like, I don't know, 360 minutes or something, a little bit longer. It looks like the maximum is 300, so I'm just going to set it to 300. And that way it's a little bit more believable. It seems like a human is actually replying to the emails when in reality, it's just an automation. So if you want this template, you can grab it. It's available in my Skool community, which is now $49 per month. It was free, but I just changed it to paid. So if you want to join that Skool community, you're more than welcome to do so. I've got a lot of courses, tutorials, templates, everything included in there when you join. And we got over 300 members on Skool now. So it's growing fast and would love to see you in there. So with that being said, that concludes this video tutorial showing how to set up an email automation. Very simple to build one of these out. It took me about 5 minutes to build this. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and check out some of my other videos. I've created a lot of different automations on this channel, and we'll be continuing to create more. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Signing off.